This is the EVP Podcast. That's right, this is the EVP Podcast. We are your hosts, the EVP team, Energy, Visions, and the Paranormal. I am DVO.
I am Visions.
And I am Ghosty.
I'm Beaker.
That's right. So this episode, we will be talking about a local place to us here, which is the Raventhorn Manor.
I've been there once.
Yes, and me and Dale have been there 2, 3?
Dale and
like
I.
5.
Dale and I.
Proper
Probably
grammar.
been
Sorry.
there. Probably been there about 5 times, 4 or 5 times.
We've been there 5 times?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
We've been
Okay.
there quite a
That's
bit.
how many times you were trying to get me to go, and I couldn't go
Okay.
every time.
I didn't know it was that many times, but that's pretty awesome.
I think 4. I think 4.
So this place is located in downtown Salt Lake City. It is easily 100 years old, this house.
Over.
Easily. And it's a... so it is a house. However, a lot of the buildings down there that are this ancient are used as businesses, whether they're hotels or apartments, or in this case, it's a tattoo shop. In this case. So pretty interesting. Did they ever say why they got the name?
The original owner name was Raventhorn.
That's a pretty badass name.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's
pretty spooky.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. It could easily fall into the Harry Potter world.
That's just as cool as like Eagle Fang.
Yeah,
Eagle Fang.
Yeah.
because eagles don't even have fangs.
I know.
I know, it's Old Spice.
It's an Old Spice scent flavor.
It's an Old Spice scent. Eagle Fang.
I didn't even know. That's funny.
Well, they have one called Bear Glove and like Wolf Thorn and
Wolfthorn and Raventhorn. They sound like houses. House of Raventhorn.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it's also on like Cobra Kai. I don't know if you guys have been watching that.
Yes.
I haven't seen the newest season.
I think, spoiler.
Okay, go ahead.
For all of the listeners, spoiler for Cobra Kai.
For Cobra Kai, that's been out for 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny he leaves Cobra Kai dojo, makes a new dojo, and I believe he calls it Eagle Fang or something like that.
Yes.
Because he had a big eagle with the fangs on it.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everyone's like, that doesn't make any sense. Eagles don't have fangs.
Chickens don't have nuggets, but here we are at McDonald's.
That's true.
Welcome to Eagle Fang Karate.
Okay, I did see something about this in the trailers for this season, and they're bringing back the old what's his name? He's gonna take over Cobra Kai.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
He does.
Oh, he
Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah, Mr.
Miyagi's
Miyagi
back.
comes back from life. No, the original owner of Cobra Kai,
Klaus.
John Cleese.
Yes.
John Cleese. That sounds like a scoundrel name.
Yeah. Isn't it sad that all the German names sound like they're the evil ones? Like,
Scoundrels.
yeah. like I said, Klaus, because I don't know why I thought.
Klaus.
All right, back to House of Raventhorn.
Oh yeah, back to our regular.
It's a Game of Thrones house. That's how ancient this house is. But anyway,
Well, you know what's funny is it's like 100 years old, right? It's easily 100 years old is what you said.
Yeah.
Not that anyone outside of the U.S. is going to be listening to this, but like only in the U.S. would 100 years old seem like really old.
I know.
That's true.
Yeah, 100 years old ain't shit compared to the rest of the world.
That's true.
You go to Europe, anywhere in Europe, everything's thousands.
Like Bran Castle, for example, like Vlad the Impaler's castle in Bulgaria or Romania, sorry. Hundreds, if not thousands of years old. And
That's why I want to go there and investigate, like in Ireland, Scotland, those places there.
me too.
All those castles. Oh my gosh.
Sorry to just like cut you off there, but I just think it's interesting. Like I've seen this
It's
pointed out
true.
before too. It's like here in America, we're like 100 years. It's so old, and
Time to redevelop.
the Britons are like, you guys are retarded.
Because you do see a lot of those, but people, they get old and
We
some places
restored
are
this
like,
building
they
to the way
should
it
be.
looked 50 years ago. No, surely not. No one was alive back then. That's from Eddie Izzard, Dressed to Kill. I'm not that funny.
Back to Raventhorn.
I know, I'm just going to keep getting us off topic.
That's okay.
Raventhorn. It's a manor.
What is the definition of a manor?
A house.
It's a
A house of
small house.
Raventhorn.
It's a big house.
Like I said.
And wait, didn't they say they got blueprints too?
blueprints?
of like oh god, I can't remember. He said something where they got some type of script of like maybe the original ownership or previous owners that were like
Yeah,
a
it was
long
just
time.
the previous owners. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. So this building is, so there's a main floor that you walk into. There's an upstairs and then a really small basement, storage basement.
Well, then there's also an attic.
Yeah, there's like 3 stories.
And then there's an
with
attic.
the
That's right. 'Cause I was trying to remember. There's another place, but I couldn't think. That's
There's
right.
like a loft and then the attic entrance.
Yeah. So, Dale, tell us, how did we connect with the owner, Jared?
Back from with our other podcast,
They listened in and reached out.
I reached out to him because they were talking about their haunted tattoo shop,
Oh,
and
that's great.
I reached out to him and talked to him about like what are some of the things that have happened there, and then he checked out our podcast and was like, "Hey, why don't you just come investigate?"
Yes.
And then we came and been there like 4 or 5 times.
So, can you remember what things they said? I remember they said upstairs on the second level, they feel like they'd hear something walking in the attic above that.
they would hear stuff walking around up there.
One of the clocks, was it a clock or a painting that they hung? They felt they hung really securely, that had fallen down
Right.
by itself. It's hard to tell, right? Unless you're there really to test the strength of this.
I can't remember the full extent of that, but I think it was something that, it was no way that thing was going to fall off.
Right, yeah.
It had to be picked up.
Yes, kind of lifted up off of the hook. I'm trying to remember what other things he said on our first investigation, what they've experienced.
They were having a bunch of stuff going on, like little things, like hearing things and
A lot of footsteps.
yeah.
Remember here, and so Jared's the owner here. After he was done working, he'd be closing up the shop at the end of the night, and he's alone in this house, and he hears things. He hears tapping on the windows. He hears footsteps above him. So first night we get there, he takes us on a tour of the manor, because I think it sounds cool to say that. So we take a tour of the manor, and right away we debunk the tapping on the window. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, it was the. I'm just showing you the name.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. his name is Jake. Sorry. So right away we debunk the noise because he thinks he heard a tapping, and we looked out the window.
Tree.
There's a tree right outside the
We
window.
went and clipped those branches for him. we ended that debunked. Just kidding.
We pruned the tree. No, but after Jake gave us the tour, and then he left. Right away, I think we went to the attic first, didn't we? I feel like we went to the attic first.
Yeah, we went there right away. I felt something up there.
Yeah.
That was where the thing that was causing most of the noises and everything was in the attic.
Yeah, so we went up there. You sensed it in the deep corner, an entity, and you just kind of pushed it out.
Yeah, we got it to get out of there, but there was spirits all up in there. There was quite a few.
Yeah, on the first night, on our first investigation there, after we did that up in the attic, in the second floor, when we went up there, you saw a shadow cast. This was on our first investigation.
That's right.
Night.
Yeah.
Was it the main floor?
No, it was on the second floor.
Okay,
it was
second
in one
floor.
of the rooms. We were off in one to the left, and then to the other room to the right of us. I think we were about to go in there.
Yes, we were
and
about to
right
go
as
in.
we were about to, I saw something dart off to the side.
Right, and just the way the wind, because there was one window in there, and just where that window was, and where other windows where it didn't make sense that
because
shadow was.
It was up high.
Yeah, and right
Because
away
we were
you
on the
brought
second
out-
level, and if something, it couldn't have been a car because we were waiting for cars to pass by and stuff. And nothing casted a shadow up on the second level like that.
Well, as soon as you saw it too, you took the ghost meter over there into the corner of the room.
Yes.
And it lit up.
Right.
Or K2, one of
K2,
our devices.
The
Yeah.
K2 lit up.
So right away you took it over there. We reenacted me going in and out of the room because I believe I was ahead of you or something like that. We couldn't reenact that shadow, and we just walked into a room is all we did.
Yeah.
So right away we see a shadow. You go to the corner where you thought it was going towards, and the K2 lit up.
Right.
And then it was gone.
Yeah.
K2 shut down. No more
But
sounds.
we did get it to come back, I believe, because we had the K2 there, and the Ghost Meter Pro, and
when we came back, yeah,
and it was setting off the K2 again.
we were just having communication.
Yeah.
But we weren't like getting any definitive information, right?
No,
Like
there
nothing
wasn't-
definitive.
No, there wasn't a lot of evidence that we got that night besides like our own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And then knowing when I pushed that spirit out, the one that was causing all that noise.
Up in the attic.
When we talked to Jake later, he was like, yeah, all the stuff that's been happening before stopped.
Right. Yeah.
But there were still a lot of spirits in there. But just that
Mm-hmm.
one dick of a ghost was gone.
yeah.
Ghosts, you don't play that.
So that was our first investigation there. It was really cool.
I'm going to coin that phrase from now on.
Ghost
Ghosts, you don't play that.
I think Living Color might have lost their claim to.
Well, that's homie, don't play that.
I know this is true.
I'm not copywriting shit.
That's hot.
It was awesome because we had the whole manor to ourselves that night.
Yeah, we did
Three levels in the basement, and we went to the basement that night. But it was, they had storage. So I remember now in the basement. Remind me if this is the same location. I hope I don't mix it with another location. But didn't they feel like they saw lights, like eyes, in this basement?
You're thinking of another location.
Okay, all right.
That's the senior home.
Yeah, okay. Right when I was about to say, I'm like, wait a minute. But I can't remember the point of him taking us down to the basement. Did they?
Just saying that they have a basement and that we can go down there.
Okay. It was
just creepy.
Yeah, it was really loud because that's where a lot of their
The
HVAC
furnace.
stuff
Yeah.
is down in the basement. So.
And it's kind of like a basement / crawl space. It's like taller, but there's no finished flooring.
right, it's dirt.
Yeah, it's all dirt. So
It was loud.
Yeah,
It was
it was
super
loud.
loud.
Yeah.
We tried to investigate down there. It was too loud.
Pointless.
Yeah. So we just ditched the basement idea.
Yeah. Way too loud to investigate. I mean, I guess it would work with visual stuff, but be yelling over the furnace.
Yeah. So first night, entity in the attic. Dale kicks it out. We see a shadow cast in one of the rooms that an awkward shadow, and the K2 detects it in the corner. That's basically it for the first investigation. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that was really all. It was so long ago.
I know. And then we had a second investigation, just the two of us. I don't think anything happened that night.
That was when I was picking up on. I remember the older woman spirit that I was seeing, like up standing at the top of the stairs looking down. I kept seeing this in my head, and then I remember taking a picture and sending it to Brandy, and she was verifying everything that I was saying, what I was seeing, and she was, yeah, I remember that. I think we picked up some things on the spirit box.
Not the spirit box. I think just things were hitting our meters, our K2s, and our ghost meters. Just things were coming in and out, but nothing. Again, it was just nothing definitive
Yeah,
on our second investigation.
right.
But I think it was the third one that we started getting a little bit more again
Yes.
because they recognized us now.
Yeah, we're well known to them.
It's true. They told me.
Yeah, because now I think we've been there 4 times now. This is the third time we actually got an EVP,
Yes.
and we're gonna play that for you guys. So that'll be fun. And then the 4th time is when Tim came with us.
Who's Tim? You mean Beaker?
Oh, Beaker. I apologize. I'm gonna edit this portion out. And then Beaker came with us, I believe, on the 4th time.
Yes.
Well, and then I don't think we've been back there since, have
No.
we?
I haven't.
Yeah, we should
Oh,
go back
we
again.
should go back.
It was good. So this 3rd time, and it was a pretty quiet night too for the most part. This 3rd night, like things were coming into our devices, but nothing really sticking around. And
Where did the ice cream come to play?
Yeah.
That was from that.
so we were in
investigation.
the room. Actually, it was the room where Dale saw the shadow. The first investigation we went to. We were in that room. And we were getting some hits, like I said, on the K2 and Ghost Meter. We were getting hits coming in and out. And then for a while, it just stopped. It just stopped.
And we were
wasn't-
we were asking some
all
of the
sorts of
spirits,
questions.
like what their favorite soda was or stuff. And
Yes,
then, like, trying to
exactly.
find out if they would like some kind of candy.
And then we just kind of got really quiet for a minute. And then I just said, "Do you like ice cream?" And then boom, it lit up again. We're
Oh,
like,
that's that EVP. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I remember now because like when I went, we all went to eat. And then before we went on to the manor, we stopped and bought ice cream.
Yes. So we're gonna get into that right now.
You
This
bought
is
ice
fun.
cream for the ghost. I bought it because I'm fat.
I was just hoping you guys would share.
Nope.
You did.
So this.
You want a
So
fat guy to share ice cream?
If there's enough
Blasphemy.
spoons. There's enough spoons.
There's enough spoons. Hey, Del, Ghosty, you want a spoon with me?
What kind of flavor?
well, it
ice
seems
cream?
like the ghosts like the ice cream as well, because they got really excited. They tripped right back into the ghost meters and K2s when I talked about ice cream. Because I think that's all I said. Right? I think I
That was
just
a big thing 100 years ago.
Yeah, it was. They
So
made it with ice and salt.
we don't do really any editing to where we can edit this in later on because we're professional. So do you have that EVP? Do you want to play that?
Yeah, I do. So, just some background on it. So when I said, "Do you like ice cream?" It started lighting up, started, interacting with us. And I said, "Do you like?" I might have asked different flavors, but I said, "Do you like chocolate?" And we kind of train. I'm going to say, quote unquote, train the spirits to communicate through the ghost meter. So the ghost meter, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but if an energy comes near it, it'll spike the
Well,
meter.
it'll light up red first.
Oh yeah, light up red
Yeah,
and spike
if
the
it's
meter.
in because we use the Ghost Meter Pro. It can be used just for a regular EMF meter, but we always use it on what they call dialogue mode. The other two modes are pointless to use. I don't know why they're even there, but we use dialogue mode, and it will kind of make this. If you have the volume on, it will make this like screeching noise, like it's trying to catch a signal from a spirit. And like Ghosty said, once the spirit taps into the energy of the device, it will light up red, and then that's when we ask the spirit.
That's
to
when we
use,
train it.
That's when
Yes.
we ask the spirit, move the needle. I usually do once for yes, twice for no, and I'll usually ask them to do that. Like, can you show us a yes response, show us a no response, so we can see that's not just randomly doing the same thing over and over again, and that's how it works.
Right. And so yeah, we were getting a lot of feedback coming in with the ice cream questions. So at the end of the night, again, it was really boring until that point, and then after it was interacting with the whole questions about me asking about ice cream flavors and things like that, it kind of died down again. And we were kind of getting bored. We're like, let's wrap it up. And I just had this idea. We went back to the second floor, and there was a little landing up there. And I just called everyone. I just said, "All right, spirits, come around." And so me and Dale were sitting in chairs, and we had our stuff spread out all across the floor. Right? We had a K2 meter on the left side, the ghost meter on the right side. We had the EchoVox app running, and that's where the EchoVox is. We've talked about it before. Is sweeping stations, pulling in possibly spirits talking, and as I'm doing that, I'm like, remember, Dill, like I'm like shouting in the house, like, everyone come up here, we're gonna have a house meeting.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I was like, house meeting, everyone come up here. And then that's when I started having the vision that I think Dale had on our second investigation of the older lady. And I just saw her leaning in that doorway where we saw the shadow and we were getting the comments about the ice cream. And I just kind of visioned her with her arms folded, leaning against the door jamb, just staring at me like, "What are you doing? Hollering so loudly in this house to bring everyone." And I just had this vision of her, and I kind of talked about it before, but she was wearing like this dark skirt and a white blouse tucked in, kind of high up on the neck, and her hair pulled back, and she just has her arms folded, just looking at me like, "What are you shouting about, man?" But anyway, as I'm asking, trying to get questions, I asked the question. I said, "Hey, I can't remember if it's on the EVP. Should I play it now or should I?"
Yeah, just play it.
Okay. So I'm going to play it. I think you hear me asking the question, and I thought I heard at the time the response. Dale did not hear it until we got in the car, and we were playing it on the car ride home. Mm-hmm. And then we hear it. So I'm going to play it, and this will pick up on the camera good too right here. Right
Yeah,
here.
well, the camera goes through the mics.
Okay, perfect.
Our mics.
Here we go.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? Did you say chocolate?
So I'm going to play again. Here we go.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? Did you say chocolate?
So before this EVP, I actually had said, if you can say chocolate or chocolate ice cream, I will bring you some ice cream the next time I come back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I repeated this question. So can you say chocolate or chocolate ice cream? And then you hear what I think is 2 syllables through an Echo Vox. So you guys kind of help explain to everyone, how difficult would it be to get 2 syllables through an Echo Vox app?
So if you're using the Echo Vox, getting the word chocolate, very difficult, because the way the Echo Vox works is it's actually the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, kind of just chopped up and rearranged, just kind of cycling through words from Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Like I said, I don't believe the word chocolate is anywhere in that poem.
Right.
So if you're getting chocolate like that, yeah, most likely it's a spirit interacting through the device.
So should I play it one more time then? See if you guys can hear it.
Can you say the word chocolate or chocolate ice cream? Did you say chocolate?
And you hear me react, did it just say chocolate? And Dale didn't hear it until we got in the car.
No, I was doing something.
Probably play it on your phone.
Could have been.
So when we got in the car, we played this because we left right after this.
Uh-huh.
And when I played that in the car and found it, what did you think hearing it?
I thought, those SOBs want some chocolate.
Yeah. So here's the funny part. Somebody, I think it was actually my sister-in-law, had recently asked me, have you been on any investigations recently? Do you have any evidence recently? And I said, I don't think I shared with you this evidence that I got of this EVP of the word chocolate. And I played it for her. She goes, wow. And I'm not shitting you. I think that week, Dale and Beaker communicating like, hey, let's go to Raventhorn coming up soon. I was like, oh, funny enough, I just played this EVP for someone. And this was months later. 8 months later. Actually, till our fourth investigation.
Oh, damn, that was a while.
Yeah, so it was about 7-8 months. I'm looking at the dates of these. 7-8 months. And then I bring it up to her, and that week we talked about going to Raventhorn. And I said, I need to make a stop. I need to pick up some ice cream before we get there. And that leads us into our fourth investigation at Raventhorn.
I was there.
So, Beaker, tell me, what did you think about when you walked into it? Because we have been there 3 times now. This is our fourth. This is your first time. What did you think going into the Manor?
Well, it was a long time ago. I do remember when we walked in, we were on the main floor. I do remember there being an energy on the top of the landing on the second floor. So like right when you went up the stairs, there was that landing.
That's that old lady.
There was someone definitely there, and then there was a room that was also at the top of the landing.
Yep.
There was an energy in that room as well. 2 different energies. One was the female, I think the old lady, like you said, and the other one was a guy that just was like kind of hanging out.
That's the guy that.
Because I remember like we were on the downstairs. I remember like it looked like someone was like leaning over the banister, like looking down on us. I think that was the old lady. I think that was because it almost like they were like, where the banister like meets the wall, right? Mm-hmm. It looks like they were kind of like peeking their head around the corner down the banister, looking down at us when we got there. That's what I remember like when we first got there.
I see the old lady more just at the top, just more or less, just coming down to see who's coming in
from her ivory tower.
Looking down on everybody. Look, what peasant is this? What do they want?
Now, to the best of our knowledge, they don't have any like spirit interactions during the day when they're busy, right?
No.
Yeah, and I kind of share this theory with you guys. Like I just feel like when it's busy, because it's a tattoo shop in business. They have 4 artists, probably minimum at a time working. They have clients coming in, getting quotes, getting work done, and I just think the spirits who are maybe, gosh, what do you call it when they're maybe more aware, active, not necessarily the ones that are kind of like in repeat mode.
Oh, you're talking about like intelligent haunts versus
kind of like the intelligent spirits, right? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Like intelligent spirits.
What's the other one? Residual.
That was it. Yeah, residual. I think the intelligent spirits are just. I think they're just kind of standing out of the way because there's so much movement going around. I think they just kind of like stand back.
There's so much going on that even if they try to get your attention, it would be pointless They wouldn't
Right.
get your attention.
They would have to do something like major, like
Yeah.
like if
pull
someone's
your
in the
hair.
middle of getting a tattoo and they shut off the tattoo gun,
And pulled
or
their
something
hair.
like
and-
that. Yeah,
Push
it-
the
it would have-
tattoo gun while they're getting work done. Pushed it.
like
Do
a
their
lot of
own.
the times, like when you're busy and like that, you get spirits when they do stuff. It's going to be more subtle. And so if you've got everyone, they're in their zones, they're busy, things are running around,
Uh-huh.
people are doing their things, you're probably not going to notice.
The one things that they
Yeah,
do,
true.
they actually will do in a busy situation is like throw something off a wall. Where like
Okay.
they were talking about there at the Raventhorn where something came off the wall.
Yeah, the clock.
I've been in a situation at someone's house where there was something on the wall and it's hanging there and it flies across. Like if something fell off the wall, it just falls straight down, right? Or
Yeah.
falls just to the side or the side.
Yeah.
This thing fell off the wall to where there was a chair way off to the side. It flew sideways, hit the chair, and then hit the floor.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so weird. But I mean, and there was probably about 6 of us there, so we all saw it and we're like,
Right. So what were you guys talking about?
oh, we weren't talking about much,
Okay. Okay.
but we were just kind of hanging out, all just talking amongst ourselves,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, this thing falls off the wall.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty wild. But the guy whose house it was talking about how he always thought there was something in there. And this was in my 20s still when I was completely shut off to it and was not wanting any part of it anymore.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, maybe it is a ghost.
I wouldn't know. I'm shut off to that. Oh, interesting. Okay. So on our fourth investigation, I don't know. Do you guys remember?
That spirit that you kicked out was like the one, it was up in the attic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you walked me
Yeah,
up there.
We went back up into the attic. That's right.
You that's one of the things we did when we first got there is you wanted me to feel what I felt like what the energy was like in the attic, and I remember nothing up in there. So it was, I think that was just kind of confirming what you had done, worked. Obviously you said that they hadn't had any more issues after that, but I think you just wanted that like second opinion from
Yeah, and I'm
someone.
pretty sure there's just so much buildings around that spirit probably just went right next door.
Probably.
Yeah, because you just push it right out the door, the
Yeah.
back door, and to
And then he was probably like, well, I'm already friends with the neighbor, so F y'all.
let's
Yeah,
go
I just-
next door.
I just remember you took me up there, and it was whatever energy was there when you were there the first time. It was definitely not there.
Yeah, and we
anymore.
smudged it up there too. Some smudge spray that we sprayed up there. Actually, tell people what smudge spray is, because you made it, right?
Yeah. It's pretty much just instead of burning sage and leaving a place smelling like campfire, you can do like the oils, and then use the oils in a spray. But then on top of that, you could use more oils to help get rid of things and make things more at ease and
Yeah,
peaceful.
because yours smelled really good, like a sweet
like
smell.
peaceful and at ease, right?
Yes, sweet to my soul.
And then I also add some crystals in there too,
Okay,
just kind of help.
in the bottle,
Yeah, in the bottle, kind of just helps activate.
strengthen it.
Yeah,
Everyone makes their sprays a little bit differently.
Do you make your own spray?
I do. Yes, I'm actually in the process. I'm trying to give it a name because I'm actually going to start selling it at Synchronicities.
Oh, okay.
Is the plan right now. So I just have to.
Smudgy McSmudge face.
Smudgy
Yes,
McSmudge spray.
McSmudge face. Someone
Got
suggested calling it Tim Juice. I don't
Oh,
think that name's
wow.
going to stick.
I like it. I think it'd be very
might-
sticky.
Yeah, it sounds sticky.
But once I figure out a name and get the labels printed, I'm going to try to start selling them at Synchronicities. But what I did with mine is I just got a big gallon of distilled water.
How about Tim's Moist Mist?
Ooh.
Yes. Yep, that works. It sounds a lot better than Tim Juice.
Tim's Moist Mist. Get yourself some.
Get it now for the low price of $79.99.
Get it while it's wet.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I slipped your name in there, so everyone now knows why it would be called these other names.
Not Beaker's
Delight.
Beaker's Delight.
Baker's Delight. Yes.
Sorry, but what's in your juice?
So, so he puts crystals right in the bottle itself.
Right.
So it makes a rattle.
Yes. The rattle scares the ghost away. You don't even have to spray. You just, I'm coming for you.
Well, spray and then shake it.
So what I did is I got a bunch of different crystals and I put it in this gallon jug of water.
Okay.
And then I set the water out in the blue moon on Halloween.
Okay.
Which I'll never be able to recreate that kind of moon water again because that blue moon on Halloween, full moon.
Yeah, this has got to be premium. This much.
So
charge us at a premium price.
So my crystals are still in that gallon jug. So I just use the energy charged water itself and put it in, and then I use a couple different essential oil blends. One part of the blend has lavender, one has sage in it. So there's a bunch of other stuff in it as well. But it smells.
Nice.
It's like his. It smells very sweet. And it's
Sweet to the soul.
very calming, very relaxing. Nice. But it also clears the area and cleanses your energy. But they all pretty much all do the same thing. But everyone makes them a little bit different.
Yeah, and they're all intended for the same use.
Some people will put little sticks of Palo Santo in them.
And I've learned things not to do.
Like
Shaving off some selenite and putting it in there.
Why?
Because, selenite dissolves, and that's what I was hoping on.
Oh.
And I wanted that dissolving effect. But
Probably made it a little slimy, didn't it?
no, it didn't make it slimy, but it just left a little bit of sediment in there that gets sucked up into the spray.
Oh.
But because it doesn't fully dissolve 100%. But that little bit of sediment is just kind of like really fine sand. And it goes up in the spray and clogs shit up. And I also did I would experiment with things and use like some healing THC in there too. But that's really sticky and that just kind of sticks things up too. So, yeah.
Gums up your hose.
Those are the ones we used to call Tim Juice if they're sticky. I use pink Himalayan salt in mine.
Yeah, I use black.
Yeah, any kind of salt really would work. And then I use witch hazel.
Black's for banishment.
Oh, yeah. I think the pink is more for calming and protection.
Protection.
Learning on the podcast again, everybody. Okay, awesome. So the point is that when you get out, you spray the smudge spray, and that's supposed to like block them from coming back. Is that what it does? Because of the
It kind of pushes them out of the area, and then as you keep pushing them and pushing them throughout the house, they just kind of all go outside, and then whatever one you want gone and left, it will stay. Well, if you do it right, will stay out. All the other ones that are welcome will still come back in.
okay.
Now, smudging can be kind of like a temporary fix, like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
When it
We
comes
got
to
a whole lot of buildings around.
Yeah, when it comes to a more like stubborn spirit, if they want to come back, they really will. But in this case, it's one of those where it's like, I think the spirits kind of know that we are going to be coming back. We can come back to this particular location. And for him, for the spirit, probably not worth his time and effort to keep coming back to the building then have us kick him out every time he's there.
True.
So if they're not as stubborn, they're not going to want to deal with us coming in every time and be like, all right, you got to go.
And like in this manner, like not everyone that's a spirit there lived there, right? Like maybe some did, some just are just walking by because like you look down the street, especially at night, you look at these other houses around, and you can just tell there's spirits in these other houses that are apartments. So you got the living and the dead co-occupying these buildings, and you can get that cross spirit world of just they're just gonna go around, right? It's like that what they do. They just kind of wander around, like, all right, let's see what's in this house.
I would.
Yeah, we've come across that plenty of times.
Yeah. So it was pretty interesting. So what else do you remember? Like Beaker, this being your first time in the house, and like I said, Dale and I's fourth.
So there's a room on the second floor. We were talking to a spirit. I believe it was a man.
And this was on the second.
This is the second room on the second floor.
The same room where we got the ice cream, the same room where you saw the shadow. It's the same room actually. That we just get a lot more interaction in this room.
Yep.
And it's the same room where the older lady kind of hangs out outside of.
Yeah, I know there was that big round room that was just kind of like, as you're walking down the hallway, there's just like a half circle room. Is where we put the ice cream. And then
that's the landing, that little landing area. Yeah.
So there was an actual like room that we went in and we were investigating.
Yep.
And I know that I think we were running the Echo Box in there.
Yes.
And this is actually going to set up the next EVP we have for you. We were just asking random questions, just trying to get to know the spirit a little bit. Dell and I's abilities or gifts work a little bit differently. Like I feel there's been times where he actually feels energies and spirits that I don't, and vice versa. I think he was feeling this one more than I was, but we were asking, and Devio, I remember you asked at one point, just trying to figure out like a time frame of when this spirit was alive.
Yeah.
And you asked, who was the president when you were alive?
Right. And the reason was because you were actually getting on one of the meters, you were getting some good response back. And that's what made me kind of trigger this question like, who was the president when you were alive? So I can play that EVP if you guys want.
Or not when you were alive. I think you were just like, who is the president?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh yeah, we
maybe
just
that's right.
yeah. I think that's in this EVP.
So I'm gonna play. I'm gonna try to pause it early because you actually hear me and Beaker respond. We both kind of looked at each other when we heard this. Again, Dale's on his phone, so we didn't hear.
No, I heard this one.
Did you?
Yeah, but I was just listening.
All right, so I'll play it right now.
Who's the president?
All right, so again, you hear me say, "Who's the president?" Dale sniffles,
Oh, yep, that was a sniffle.
and then we get 3 syllables.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we just talked about how difficult it is to get 2 syllables. How difficult is it to get 3 syllables across this Echo Vox
That's a
device?
big name. It's a mouthful.
It is. It's a lot. So, it can be kind of hard to hear. I'm going to play it again. So listen closely.
Who's the president?
All right. Hope you guys can hear it.
And then these are things that we can also post on. Like if you send me the files, we can throw them up on, or you
Okay.
can even do it because we all have access to social media. We can throw them up on maybe Instagram, for sure on Facebook.
Okay, we'll do that. Then. We'll pull those on. I'm going to play it again. I'll play the whole audio where you hear me and Beaker's interaction after we hear this come through. So again, I asked, who's the president? Dale sniffles. Okay, so don't worry about the sniffle. And then you hear 3 syllables come through.
Who's the president?
Maybe you don't hear it as well on this, but me and Beaker look at each other and say, did it just say Roosevelt?
Yeah.
That's what we think we heard. We think it said
I
Roosevelt.
still hear that.
Yeah, I
Just
hear it.
playing
Yeah.
Like that's what I hear is it saying Roosevelt. I don't think we were able to determine which Roosevelt, but
Doesn't matter. It said Roosevelt.
which is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. So now they if you didn't really catch it, now we just kind of said who we think it is. See if you can now hear President
Hear it
Roosevelt's
through
name.
my sniffle.
Yes.
Who's the president?
That's kind of funny. So that is our second EVP of this episode where we think it said chocolate and Roosevelt. And so like we did say, we did stop before we went to the fourth investigation. We did get some chocolate ice cream. We did take it up to the landing list. We put it out
And
there.
we did eat it.
And we did eat it because no
Yes.
one else did. We brought it for them and they didn't eat it.
You brought yours for them. I brought mine for me.
True.
I did put mine out on the landing too, though.
It was nice and soft when we did eat it. I remember.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Exactly.
Well, melted ice cream usually is. It was delicious. I think we got the frill from like Maverick.
Yes, we did.
They're so good. I love those things.
That was the first and last time I've had one.
Me too.
You literally have a Maverick right there.
2.
I've got
He's
like
2.
5 within a mile of me.
You must not be a big ice cream eater.
No, I'm not. But what's crazy is I'll eat the shit out of it if it's like there and like here's some ice cream. I'm oh hell yeah,
It's all
But-
mine.
But I don't like go out of my way for it. I don't know. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
Thanks.
You're not a real Utah
Unless you're eating ice cream.
orange Jello with carrot slivers in it.
I still never
yeah.
had carrot in my Jello.
Neither have I. I don't want to either.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a thing. I've never seen it. I've never had it.
I've seen it. I've had it.
It's gross. It's so
Weird.
gross.
It's not bad.
It's why
You're gross.
It adds texture, I guess. I don't know.
I'd rather have pineapple
It's
in it.
filler.
Yeah, that sounds like good.
Yeah.
Like green, like lime
Yeah.
Jello with pineapple.
It is. I've had that too.
Yeah, we should do that.
with ghosts in it.
Yeah, with ghost Jello. It jiggles like a ghost.
We need to zoom in on that and play it on our social media of you doing that.
Do the little shimmy.
So pretty good EVPs from Raventhorn Manor. 2 of
We
them.
need to set up a time to go back there.
I love
Yeah,
to go
we
back
do.
there. Yeah, it's a fun location, and just so you guys know, they don't do investigations there. It was just they became fans of the podcast and invited us over, and we were more than happy to oblige.
The Buko Boys podcast.
That's
Which
right.
is the other podcast that you two do.
And you've been on
Yes, I was on
a
one.
couple times.
I was on one.
A couple.
I've been on a couple, apparently.
Yeah. Well, remember we did that one for your show, the show that you were on before.
Oh, yeah.
No, we've done a couple with Beaker and that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I've stuff.
Yeah,
I've
stuff.
been there, talked.
Yeah, I was there. I remember.
We talked about the Halloween movie when it was coming out.
Yep.
The sequel remake thing, like the sequel that was the same name as the first one, but it wasn't.
I don't know what's going on with those series.
I could explain to you the whole timeline in a completely different episode. I don't have time for it right now.
We're talking about the Manor right now.
Yes, so we got that EVP, and then we went downstairs to investigate. And there was one room. I don't think we were really getting anything in. It was right underneath the room that we were in. on the
No,
second floor.
never do get stuff. in.
never
But
in that.
there was a room that was back in the corner by the door.
The
back door.
rear door, and actually, this was me and Dale's first time investigating that room.
Yeah, that's right, because it was always locked up.
They had an artist there that didn't allow anyone in there,
Right.
and that artist had moved out, and so now it was free reign for us to go in there.
And there was a massage table that you were sitting on.
No, just a tattoo table.
No, it was a they
tattoo.
used
It
massage
looks like
tables.
a-
Yeah, we weren't sitting on. We were sitting next to it.
But if I remember correctly,
Oh, Dale was leaning on it.
you were near the table though, and
You were sitting next to it, leaning on it.
Yes.
And I think that something
was
happened to you. You
something was
spaced
over
out,
your
or you
shoulder.
started feeling. You started feeling something.
over your shoulder. You start feeling something around your head or your shoulder. Or
What
your
happened? I
hand.
don't remember this.
So
I actually had my EMF meter out.
I was on one side of the room. Beaker was on the other side of the room, and Dale, you were like in between us, I believe.
I need to see if I still have this video because I think I got this all on video.
Yeah, you were sitting next to the.
Oh, I had something coming over me, and I showed you guys with the device, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right. You're like something's right here, and you like held your K2 up.
So
And
you
I
were.
think I used
I
my
think you were
EMF meter
sitting
as well.
next to the table, and you were leaning on the table.
Yeah, and then something came up on me, and I could feel it. And
Do
I'm
you kind
all-
of remember now?
Yeah, I remember it
Can you
now.
retell this?
Yeah, so I remember something was on the side of me, and I could feel it standing there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh shit, something's in here right now. And then I grabbed the K2, and I'm all, watch this. And then I put it in the direction of where I felt it, and it was lighting up. I love doing that shit.
I think we confirmed it like with my other EMF meter as well. The one that just does the numbers. It doesn't have like the.
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
like the K2 that does the lights. It actually reads the milligas in numbers. So, and then if it has like a big jump, the screen will turn red and start beeping, and we had it doing that.
Oh yeah.
So there was definitely something that I don't know if we ever figured out who or what it was, but I mean, it didn't feel negative in nature.
No, it just like showed up. I'm like, oh shit, something's here.
Yeah,
Like,
it
what
was
did it
just,
feel like when you say that? Like when you're like, oh shit! Like what are you feeling?
So it's like an electrical charge,
Uh-huh.
and
Like that raises the hairs on the back of your neck type
yes,
of charge.
and it's almost like a chill, but it's only in a certain spot of your body.
Okay.
And it's hard to explain because it's a little different than that, but that's the best way I can explain it that people would understand.
okay.
But yeah, it's almost like an electrical charge. You just feel that presence of something, almost of something is like almost touching you, where it's like real close to you, and you're like watching it, like it's gonna touch me any second, and you can almost feel it touch you, but it's not. It almost feels like that too.
Okay.
So that's how I know it's like a spirit and not just like a tingle or an itch or a chill or something.
Spidey sense.
Spidey, yeah, ghosty sense. It's my
Yeah,
ghosty sense.
There we go. There we go.
ghosty senses.
My
working.
ghosty senses were going off, and so I was like, "Watch this." I've done that a few times now. That's pretty cool.
I think so. Yeah.
You kind of traveled it up your arm until it got to your. I think it was your shoulder, right?
Yeah, so I just was like, it was along the whole side of me.
Okay.
So I was just kind of just going along where I was feeling it all.
Got it.
But yeah, that's that.
That happened.
I forgot about that.
You
yeah.
were like, why is it that like every time we go on an investigation, you're like
I get touched?
sexually assaulted by a ghost?
They just like to be around me. It's the name, Ghosty. They're like, oh, this guy's cool.
This guy's ghosty. We're gonna grab his ass in the cemetery.
Well, it was a dark night, and
And I was in front of you. I didn't do it.
I know that ghost was like, hey, Beaker, watch this.
Touch.
I don't think we ever talked about that on this show.
We might
Yeah,
have.
we have.
Yeah,
Like,
we did.
Where we snuck into a cemetery and those punk kids were being loud. You know, there's nothing
Almost
more
got
fun.
us caught.
Yeah, right? We were trespassing too. I mean, we were investigating.
Yeah, they were just out there causing ruckus.
we were there for a good
Ghosty,
full-
don't play that.
I think we were good there for a full hour before they showed up, and we're just both of us at the same time. We're like, we should move to a different location.
Yeah, before these guys get us caught.
Well, before they even showed up, they showed up like right after we decided to move.
Oh, yeah, huh?
And they got caught.
They sure did.
They did get caught. We didn't.
Nope.
The security guards did see us, but we were like across the street, pretending like we were walking. Just out, two guys walking.
Yeah.
Two guys
Midnight
going
stroll.
for a walk at midnight, holding hands.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that.
Weird electrical devices in our hands. Nothing weird.
But yeah, the manor.
Anything you remember else that we're missing from the last?
I think we even
and this
did,
last
like,
investigation
even,
was.
I think even after he got up from the table, like we were still like using the K2, and there was just like one spot on the table that the meters would.
Yeah, because
light
I
up.
think one of you left your device there.
Yeah.
You remember that. So this did happen in February of 2020, so it was right before the lockdown happened.
That's right.
So this, I'm sure the shop got shut down for a few months as well.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him for a while since then, just because of everything being shut down, and didn't want to like bring in our presence in there as when everything's trying to be clean and all that shit. So
Yeah. But thanks to Jake at Raventhorn Manor for letting
we
us
love you, bro.
have the place, man. Appreciate that
Yes.
so much. And those are the best, right? We're just the three of us. Like those are the best.
I know.
I love small groups.
Because it's just quiet. Like any noise, it's like we can easily investigate and try to debunk it or say, all right, we got something stirring over here. It's just so much. It's just so much easier.
So are public hunts start happening now? We should go on a public hunt. I want to go.
There's some that are going on. I actually just booked Benson Grist Mill coming up in June.
That's right.
So I mean that's going to be not so public. That's more of a private event that we're doing just for like close friends and family.
And we should talk about this later too, about this investigation area, because Ghost Adventures just released their episode of.
I haven't watched any of these new episodes because they're on
Wait, where were they at?
Benson Grist.
Benson Grist.
No.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures was just there.
And I guess from what I heard is it sounds like they were all like saying how there's this really dark presence in there. There's just so much darkness in there and all this stuff.
Interesting.
Okay, so they say that about everywhere.
Right, exactly. They play everything.
The thing
like
is
everything's
yes,
evil.
there are some negative entities, but
There's-
probably not
there's a
anywhere near
couple.
as bad as what they're saying. I've seen, and we'll talk about it. Like after we actually go investigate Benson, we can talk about some.
Yeah,
of the
that'll
previous
be an
investigations there.
episode we'll do.
But I've seen some pretty trippy stuff at that location.
Oh, I don't think I've heard these. I'm excited to hear.
I've had a couple cool experiences there. It's pretty calm there for the most part. There's spirits for sure, and they will communicate, but it's calm for the most part.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then for like
I'm curious. I want to watch the episode now to see if they.
I
talk
do
about
want to see the episode.
lady in white.
You're right, that's not in white, and there's multiple ladies.
Well, it's funny. Like Brandy she hates it when people say lady in white because didn't they talk about something like that at St. Anne's as well.
They talk about that everywhere.
It was just like everywhere everyone investigates, there's a lady in white. What's funny is there actually used to be one at Benson Grist Mill. She has since decided to move on. Like no one crossed her over. She just left for whatever reason. And
Jump through a portal.
bothered all the time.
right, probably. And she hasn't been there for a couple of years. But it's funny going back with people that are just like, oh yeah, I totally saw her, and I'm like, nope, she's not here.
You
so
know, I know we brought up Dale and I's podcast, Buko Boys. We actually did an episode on the Lady in White. That goes back through a history of time of just there's always been some random Lady in White. And
well, so generic though.
it was also probably the most common color to get of clothing back in the olden times.
So here's the thing: a lot
White.
of spirits that people see, no matter what they're wearing, it's gonna look gray sometimes to some people.
Yeah.
So for a lot of times, if no matter what the spirit looks like, if they see a woman's spirit, sometimes it's just gonna look grayish, whitish. So it's just always going to be a woman in white.
Yeah.
No matter what, like, where at or whatever, she's going to be wearing white to them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does. Anything else we missed out on the Manor? Did we cover all the bases? So yeah. Anyway, it sounds like we did. I mean, fun location. You know, as we talked about, some nights nothing happened. It was just, we're not.
It's like fishing.
Yeah.
Ghost hunting is like fishing. It's not like Ghost Adventures where every time they do something, it's like balls to the wall, crazy shit, and
Right.
like they're freaking out all the time. It's never like that.
Because I mean, we were there for hours. Like again, we locked ourselves in just for safety reasons because
Well, there's bums around.
there's
there.
a lot of transients around. So,
Hobos.
so we literally lock ourselves in. It's the three of us in this 3-story home by ourselves, and
And then we invite the party.
and there's just some nights where nothing happens. It's just, and then there's some nights where we just get like a couple things happen, and there's some nights where it's like, all right, we got some really cool evidence. This is some cool shit right here. So yeah, this is how it goes. So it's so much fun with us.
It's so much fun with us.
Again, they don't do like public investigation or anything like that. So
Right.
please don't hit them up and ask if you can investigate because they will tell you no.
Yes. I mean, they do advertise it on their Instagram and social media, so feel free to follow them. They do awesome work. Good looking stuff they put on
Yeah,
their work
go
out
get a
there.
tattoo there.
Yes,
And hopefully you
tattoo.
might see some ghosty stuff.
Exactly. Maybe book it late at night when it's a little slower in the shop. You might hear something. Who knows? Or all of a sudden, maybe the tattoo gun starts tattooing you. You don't even know it.
I think I would know if a tattoo gun's tattooing me.
Or you don't know who's tattooing you.
Oh, that would be trippy.
That's
If
what I'm trying to
If
say.
I'm just sitting there and all of a sudden the tattoo gun starts coming at me, I don't think I'm just going to let it happen.
Oh, what are you doing to me? What is this you're drawing on me? Is that a penis?
Not again.
Not another one. It's a penis fairy.
You get like a
This
tattoo
time it's
on your wrist.
permanent.
You get a tattoo on your wrist. It's like, help me, smiley face.
Oh, you've never woken up after a visit from the penis fairy? You never had a drunk night and woke up with penises on your face?
Not me.
No.
But I've been the fairy
I bet you have.
more than one occasion.
witnessed it happen.
Awesome. You guys, thanks again for listening and watching the EVP podcast. We appreciate you. Stay tuned for another episode.
Ghosty don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.
This is the EVP podcast.
Meow, 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 meow. I love
Meow.
chicken. I love liver. Meow mix, please deliver.